My name's Kathy Davis. I want to invite you into my kitchen to celebrate life, healing, cultural diversity, and have fun and be a happy, healthy hedonist with these other culture meals. I modeled for 20 years, which is why I got to travel the globe far and wide. And what I loved most about the traveling and what I kept with me was the cultural diversity. I loved all the different seasonings, all the different ways that people could interpret the same things that we all make. So what I'm going to be doing is making Moroccan chicken tagine, a Persian baroni, which is an amazing eggplant. I'm going to be doing a French steamed fish with a sauce verde, which is really an amazingly delicious classical sauce with a little bit of a new spin on it. Everything I do is motivated by nutrition and healing. Food in antiquity was based on healing. And a lot of these herbs, we used to think were just there for gourmet appeal. But we use turmeric, we use green olives, olive oil, mint, cilantro, parsley, arugula. All of these things are life forces and they're living energy. And what we need to do to be healthy, yes, it's okay to enjoy ourselves, but we also need to eat living energy, which heals us. You got to share your table with your friends, your family, particularly in today's very fast-paced world. And so come on, and we're going to have some fun, and then we're going to sit down and enjoy it all. Time to show you how to prepare the chicken tagine. Okay, so I've washed the roaster. I put salt inside the cavity. I wash it and make sure it's very clean. I'm going to salt it first. I'm using pink Himalayan. Make sure you are generous. Make sure to salt inside the cavity. And then beautiful, organic, extra virgin olive oil. So make sure you give the chicken a good little massage all over. I like a lot of pepper. I love the fragrance. Don't be afraid to handle that bird. You've got to really get in there and get your hands dirty when you cook. It's okay. Just got to be prepared to wash your hands a lot in between. We're going to squeeze some fresh lemons. I'm going to liberally, lots of chicken, lots of lemon. Put the halved lemons inside the carcass. It will exude a beautiful lemon fragrance when it's cooking and you will love it. So now we're going to use a lot of garlic. I'm going to use about 6 cloves. Mash it. See, take your pestle. I'm going to add a little oil. It'll make it easier to grind up. I'm going to add a pinch more of salt in here. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. You're going to give this bird a massage with your wonderful mashed garlic. Inside the cavity, turn the little guy over, everywhere. Now that we've done the garlic, we're going to add these beautiful green and black Mediterranean olives. Just put it all over, put it inside. Now, I'm going to put the turmeric all over it. Be liberal with your spices. It's got this musty, dusty flavor mixed with the garlic. It's just like, oh, I feel like I'm in Morocco. That's how I like it. I cook my chicken breast side down in the beginning for at least half of the time it's in the oven, maybe 3/4, because that's all the juices run through and tenderize the breast. Add more pepper. And I'm going to put this in the oven. I like to cook this at 400, about an hour 15. So here we go. There we go. Very important to have your chicken more cooked on the outside and tender inside. So we've got the chicken tagine in the oven. It's at 400. I'm going to check it in about 45 minutes. And then I'll turn it, and then I'll probably baste it with the lemon juice and so forth. So now I'm going to show you how to prepare the salmon. We're going to drizzle the inside. We've put the olive oil in these 7 folds of heavy aluminum foil. What I'm going to do now is prep my onions. I'm going to remove the top of my scallions. I like to use all the greens, but I've washed everything in advance in water and white vinegar, which disinfects everything. Any pesticides that are in your produce, let them soak 10 minutes. All fruits and vegetables should soak 10 minutes. You will not believe what the water looks like. We're going to take these green onions and we're going to lay them in the bottom like this, and I'm going to take the other green onions and lay them the other way. This way. Okay. Now we're going to lay these the other way. Now I'm going to get the fish. Now what we're going to do, we're going to lift it out of the container and we're going to place it on the green onions. Drizzle with olive oil again, very lightly, very, very lightly. Put my pink Himalayan salt, which you do not have to use, but I like to. I'm going to pepper liberally. I always tell people to salt and pepper to taste. So now I'm going to take my fresh dill and sprinkle it across the top, and I'm going to take my thinly sliced lemons and cover the top. I've got to sit to slice these yellow yukons. Always have a chair or a bar stool in your kitchen. It's okay to sit a lot. Okay, so I'm going to, they're already quite small, so I'm going to just cut them in half and put them around. And this is what I'm going to make the green sauce for. This. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to add a tad of olive oil. I'm going to use the cap on the potatoes. And now I'm going to squeeze a lemon so that when it poaches, steams, we'll have that wonderful essence of lemon, even more. Okay, so now we're ready to wrap this. Fold it 7 times. Now I'm going to fold it on the sides like this. I'm going to fold this one on the side. And now I'm going to make a cover of 7 folds. So here we go, putting this on top. And now we've got the watercress. Chop it as finely as you can because it is going to blend. So now it's a good idea to have equal parts of the herbs. So now I'm going to add some fresh dill to the watercress, and then I'm going to add chives. Oh, it's divine. I'm going to add chives, cilantro. It's going to make it a little lemony bite, which is so lovely. Get rid of those some of those stems. And then chop it up. Last but not least, I'm going to fold in, chop up some baby spinach. This is the baby spinach. Chopping it all up. Half a cup of mayo. And now I'm going to add I'm going to put some of the garlic. I'm going to add some of the herbs. I'm going to even that out. Like that, like that. Now I'm going to add the remaining garlic, a cup of sour cream. I'm going to salt it. We're going to pepper it. And we're going to add the juice of 1 lemon. We're going to have to feed it when it's in the blender. We'll empty it and then we'll just add more of the same mixture. Here's our green sauce. Here's what it looks like. And it will be divine on anything you put it on. Now I'm preparing the baroni. Put a liberal amount of olive oil in a saute pan. Best if you pre-chop your onions. You have yellow onion, about 2 cups of onions. You cook them until they're very caramelized, which means they get kind of sweetened and a little charred. Once again, the garlic is beautiful too. When you cook it, it gets kind of sweet and caramelized, which is what you want. You put it in your mortar and pesto. To make it easy, we're going to add a little olive oil when we crush the garlic. I'm going to go ahead and add this. Our onions and our garlic are cooking. So now we're going to complete the baroni. What we've done is that we've charred our eggplant. So what you do is you sort of scrape the skin off. It does not have to be perfect. You just get the bulk of the skin off. We've got one more to do. And if some of the skin gets in, it's good. It actually gives that good smoky flavor and blends well with the caramelized cilantro, garlic, and onions, which I've added here. And I added about 5 heaping tablespoons of sour cream. Now you can find this yogurt product in Persian markets, but the beauty of cooking is that you can also improvise. If you don't have something, you can just get a little creative and come as close to it as you can. No need to freak out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is chop this. Very important. It's just got a really kind of wonderful, very oozy consistency. And the only thing we're going to have to add now are the toasted pine nuts, and we're going to do that in a hot skillet with no oil. So I'm going to add, let me see, I'm going to add these. They burn easily, so you cannot leave them long. So here we go. You don't want to burn them ever, but you want them to be very toasty nicely. About 1 more minute, and we'll be able to put it in the baroni. This is my friend Ferdy Pachenko, astrologer to the stars. I'm so lucky he's going to help me a little bit in the kitchen today.
I'm going to try.
He's going to be great, but he's going to tell us.
Well, astrology and food are very linked. There are certain astrological combinations you look at that are more oriented towards either cooking or eating, and eating and romance essential. So there's a lot of people who really are more, there's more of they're more inclined to be eaters, cookers, loving of the senses. So food is, and you've traveled around the world, so you know, that's why you're so good at it. And what you're making today is pretty romantic, I would think.
Very sensuous. All these beautiful blend of spices and all these wonderful friends from everywhere, El Salvador.
And you've learned from everybody.
Yes, learned from everybody. And it's just so much fun when everybody can come together at the table, and it just brings us all together. And if we can all sit down and enjoy a beautiful meal together, we can have peace.
And what I find with my work is there's certain astrological combinations that they like food, and food can be a way they can get along better. And if you really work together, it's a wonderful activity to do together, and it's wonderful for people to have the romance first and the food after, or you know, it seems to be linked. It really does. Now, when you look at your chart astrologically, the planet Mars, which is indicative of energy and the way you project your energy, is in Cancer. Cancer is related to food and home and garden and children, family, and homemaking, and specifically food.
So should we sit down and
You tell me what to do. I don't know what I'm doing.
get going on our salad?
She's the cook, I'm not.
Here we have some fresh mint,
Okay.
and if you could just pinch it off, pick it, and we'll put it in here. Be wonderful.
This? Small
Sure.
pieces or bigger?
Bigger if you like. And I'm going to thinly slice our
What do
cucumbers.
we do with the long pieces?
Just on the side, thank
Oh,
you.
so just the leaves then?
Sure, just the leaves.
And you have it on your palette, you have it in other places too. You know?
So we're gonna make a white balsamic. I have a meal with a lot of garlic and onions and strong spices.
Garlic is really good for the blood,
It's
right?
wonderful. It's a blood cleanser.
Antibiotic,
It's
huh?
nature's antiviral, and onions, nature's antibiotic. And looks like we're just about ready to eat. Would you mind passing me that olive oil, please? Right here. That one. Thank you. And the white balsamic on the end. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. I always like to buy organic, and I like to just dress the salad, not soak it. Now we're going to put some white balsamic. I think it's fun to play with flavors too. You can use fig balsamic, orange balsamic. I'm going to mix it here.
What's the difference of them all? What's the best one?
But you know, I like varieties, so it's whatever you feel like. But you know, I'll do a red wine vinegar with certain Italian food, but then when I'm doing more Asian-y things or something cleansing the palate. Okay, join me at the table, everything's ready.
How much longer for the food?
It's coming out.
Good.
I'm gonna serve.
Good timing, I'm getting hungry.
Yay. Call the others, okay?
Okay, good.
Great. And now the grand finale, the beautiful salmon with a Yukon, and we're now going to enjoy the fruits of my labor. So here is the party, let it begin. Come on everybody, let's enjoy our feast.